Hello, my name is Dr. Jim McCann. I've been treating people in my office now with scoliosis for over 20 years with a lot of success. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about scoliosis. As we see it in chiropractic, there's really two types. There's a structural type, and the structural type is caused by a congenital anomaly, a birth defect, or at some point a fracture to the spine that has deformed the vertebrae and that's causing the vertebrae on top of it to be leaned over and structurally leaning the spine over to the side. Most scoliosis that we see in the office, in fact the majority of scoliosis that we see are called functional. The structural type is much less common. The functional scoliosis is actually being caused by a subluxation, a damaged, injured joint in the spine that's causing stressing of the nerves and nerve irritation. These nerves innervate the muscles, and that's what makes the muscles fire. These muscles fire hypertonically, or actually they spasm. They're attached to the spine, and that spasming muscle pulls the spine right over into a lateral curvature known as the scoliosis. So, if we're able to correct the subluxation, which most often we can, reduce the nerve interference, stop the hypertonic muscle firing, the muscle spasm, those muscles stop pulling hard on the spine, and the spine is actually able to straighten itself out. We see this in the office quite frequently. The thing about the structural scoliosis, the type caused by a congenital deformity or a fracture at some point, this type of scoliosis most often has a functional component to it. That means, yeah, there's a structural scoliosis there that's fixed, that can't be corrected, but there's also a functional component on top of that because of a subluxation somewhere else in the spine. It might be way down low in the sacrum, or it might be way up high in the upper cervical spine. This is causing stress and tension on the nerves and on the spinal cord itself, causing abnormal muscle firing, and then pulling the spine out of alignment even more. Case in point, here we had a 76-year-old female that came in last March, and when we first measured her scoliosis, it was 44.9 degrees. And she was in quite a bit of distress. She was bent way over on her walker, and she was looking at me eye to eye. Well, 3 months later, after having her under care 3 times a week and then at twice a week, we took a new picture and we saw that her scoliosis had been reduced all the way to 27 degrees. So it went from 44.9 to 27, and now she was actually taller than myself and looking down at me, and she cherished that fact quite a bit. So